All right, welcome to the third episode of the Powers of Madness podcast. I'm Zane Powers,
Peyton.
and this is our picks. We're going to do top 16 picks, and we've got some weekend games that we're going to talk about. Peyton, why don't you start out your top four seeds?
I actually had a little change.
Okay.
Now I have Duke as my number one overall seed after the Auburn loss. And I think they're just going to look, their records are, I think, the exact same. They're just going to look at head-to-head. Duke has the head-to-head over Auburn. So, and then other than that, it doesn't change. I still got Auburn after that, and then Houston and Florida.
Okay. Mine stayed, or mine changed a little bit. I have Duke number one still. I moved Houston up to number two since Auburn lost. And I have put Auburn at 3 and Florida at 4. So we have the same four teams, just in a little bit different spots. You have Auburn, Duke, Houston, Florida. I have Duke, Houston, Auburn, Florida. So I have ACC, Big 12, 2 SEC. I'll go with 5 through 8, the number 2 seeds. I've got Michigan State at 5. I have St. John's at 6. I moved them up one spot. I put Texas Tech up a spot to number 7, and I have Tennessee at 8. So Michigan State, St. John's, Tech, and Tennessee.
I got Tennessee at the same spot in my 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
I moved Michigan State up 1 to 6. I moved Alabama down 1 spot. They're still at my 8 though, or 7, and then St. John's stayed in the exact same spot. So,
okay. Yeah. So you don't think the Red Raiders?
I don't think they're
currently a 2 seed in the committee's eyes.
In the committee's eyes, no.
Okay, I do. I think that they have won enough since the loss to TCU.
I mean, I think the UCF and TCU losses, they're going to look at those, and that might hurt.
Yeah, they could. We'll see. And they've still got work to do on Saturday night, too. It's not going to be easy. Okay, do your 3 seeds.
My 3 seeds, I got Wisconsin staying in the same spot. I did move Texas Tech up 1. They're the 2-3 seed.
Okay.
And then I got Texas A&M moving up a spot after the big win. And then I had Iowa State moved down 2 after losing the heartbreaker at home.
Sure. Okay. I have, as my first 3 seed, I have Maryland here. I think that Maryland's been playing really good. And I feel like, and maybe you do too, that they're you have Wisconsin higher. I think that they're the second best team in the Big Ten behind Michigan State. Then I've got this where I have Alabama at 10, the second 3 seed. And then I have Iowa State. I moved them back to that spot. So I think I have them just one higher than you. And then for the last 3 seed, I have Arizona in there. I still think Arizona's really good.
I don't think so. I don't think.
You don't think? What do you think Arizona's lacking?
I don't know. I just think KJ Lewis he thinks he's him, but he's not. Caleb Love he's good at defense, but sometimes he has an off night.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like they have some off shooting nights that hurts them. I don't know. I just don't think they're very good.
Okay. All right. I'll go first with the 4 seeds. That's where I have Wisconsin slide in as the first number 4 seed. Then I have Louisville and Clemson still in the same spots from the ACC. And then as a man of my word, Texas A&M is making an appearance in the top 16.
It's about time.
As a 4 seed, massive win for A&M. this in the midweek over Auburn. And, any SEC team, all the SEC teams, like I don't have Kentucky in mind, but Kentucky, A&M, Alabama, to me, all can, and even Tennessee, all can, I think, move up depending on what happens in their last game and the SEC tournament, because they're all going to have a chance to play Auburn, in Florida, who we both have slotted in at number 1 seeds. And I don't know that Auburn and Florida are going to drop off that line, even if they lose in the SEC tournament. But I think if Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, or A&M win the SEC tournament, that they can definitely move up seed lines.
For sure, yeah.
No matter where they're at right now. You have Alabama at a 2 seed and Tennessee at a 2 seed. Can you see them, if they win the SEC tournament, replacing Florida as a number 1 seed?
Definitely. Depending on how Florida does. I think if Florida makes it to the championship, just not even just win it, just make it to the championship, then I don't know, they might have that 1 seed locked up. Just depends who they beat and on their way to the.
We'll kind of have to see how championship week goes. We might have to do multiple, kind of maybe mini podcast things to talk about the major tournaments, and even if there's any upsets in the mid-major tournaments, because the mid-major tournaments is mostly where you're going to have bid stealers. If there's a really good mid-major team that's a lock in the tournament.
I think VCU and Drake are locks right now.
And so if somebody else outside of VCU and Drake win, is that Missouri Valley or Ohio Valley?
Missouri Valley. Don't be surprised if St. Joe's goes on and wins the Missouri Valley. Just saying. They're hot right now. They've won about 6 in a row, I think.
If they make threes like they did on a night in November, they're a team you got to watch out for. I think out of the American Conference too, there could be a bid stealer if Memphis doesn't win it. And depending on who wins that.
Could see UAB, North Texas being a bid stealer in that conference.
I even look at in the ACC, if you have an outlier win the ACC tournament, you could have a bid stealer out of there, because there's some teams that are kind of lurking in the ACC. If somebody upsets Duke, and Duke isn't in the championship.
Could see Pitt somehow making a run.
Mm-hmm.
Stanford,
definitely. We're gonna talk about them in just a second. So,
I still need to say my 4 seed.
Oh yeah, go with your 4 seed. Sorry.
So I got Clemson moving up 2 spots, just because I had Michigan and Missouri ahead of them. I bumped both those 2 off because Missouri's lost 2 in a row, and I think Michigan has lost 2 in a row. So I just have them down as probably 5 seeds now. So I got Clemson at my first 4. I got Kentucky at my second 4 seed, and I bringing Maryland into it. They've been playing really good. They're my third 4 seed, and then I have Purdue also moving up to my last 4 seed.
Yeah, Purdue is one of the teams that you have. Purdue and Kentucky are 2 teams that you have in that I don't. One of the ones that I have in that you don't is Louisville. And so I think all of those teams are right around the same type of caliber. We could put Michigan in there. We could probably put St. Mary's in there. Maybe even Memphis. Just depending on the night when you watch Memphis. They can look really good, or they can look like a mid-major. And so those are our top 16. Ours didn't change too much. More on the back end, and then a little bit at the front. We just kind of switched some seed lines, but we didn't switch seed lines. We just switched where they were at on those seed lines. So, and that's probably going to pretty much, I wouldn't think it's going to be too much of a change the rest of the way out, unless somebody just has a bad loss. Mm-hmm. So, Peyton, let's talk about our picks. How about me going 11-8? and you going 10-9, that's pretty much a wash. There was a lot of those games between ranked matchups. They were a toss-up.
Yeah.
And we picked different in quite a few of those, and that's how they went. And we'll see